ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to VFG Movie Reviews with your host, Tim Williams. How's it going, guys? Welcome to VFG Movie Reviews, and this is my review for Alex Garland and A24's Civil War. Man, let me tell you, if you went into this movie thinking this was going to be a political movie or anything to that nature, you set yourself up for a fail, much like Grace Randolph. I'll get to her in another video. Her and Real Shift's fight. I mean, Real Shift, he's just clout chasing, but I do got a bone to pick with Miss Grace Randolph. Now, this movie was like, it like at one point in the movie, my hands were literally shaking, like sitting there on the edge of my seat watching this. And there's so much to this movie, and it took me a long time to come up with my star rating for this, and I am deeply, deeply moved by this movie. This is not a political movie. Matter of fact, the main characters, which are Kristen Dunst, Wagner Moura, Cecily Sprinny, and Stephen McKinley Henderson, specifically tell you that they're photographers, war correspondents, and they are going to the Washington, D.C., and I'll get into why going to Washington, D.C. is very dangerous here in a second, but they specifically tell you, it is they are not there to judge what's going on, and you as the audience are not there to judge what's going on. You as an audience are to watch this with an open mind and to what it is. There is no backstory to why Texas and California unite, but you do kind of understand why they did. Nick Offerman's character, the president, is in office for a third term. If you know anything about our laws, presidents don't get 3 terms. So obviously this dude did some shit illegally to get a third term, which pretty much started this civil war, which a bunch of states seceded from the Union. Texas, California being one of them. They are called the Western Front. And when this road trip pretty much to get to Washington, D.C. because they want to interview the president, and Stephen McKinley Henderson's character, Sammy, he's pretty much like, this guy isn't doing interviews. They say it's been like 18 months since he's done an interview, and pretty much journalists are seen as terrorists if they go into Washington, D.C. Like, they'll be shot on sight or murdered, but they're going to do it. And Kirsten Dunst, his character, Lee, she is a very well-known war photographer, and she goes through a lot in this, and teaching Callie, is it Cecily? Yeah, Cecily's character Jesse, who wants to be just like her, how to be a war photographer, and she picks it up really good, but also is very reckless on what she does and stuff like that, and that plays into the end of this movie. Like I said, this movie, there's a lot to this movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when we were on the way home, I was going through Twitter and going through some what people were saying about the movie, because of this particular incident that happened at the theater that I was just wondering about. And I did come across some negative people talking about it, and every negative review, you can tell they didn't get what this movie was. They are definitely putting their own beliefs into this movie and what they expected this movie to believe. And you shouldn't do that. You should go into this movie with a blank slate and let the characters live the experience of those characters and what they're going through. It's kind of how you should do movies anyways. Before I give my star review, my star rating. Me and AJ were going to our second feature. We saw Civil War, and then we saw Arcadia, and we were going through the hallway to the theater, and there was this older couple right next to us, and I swear to God, it could have been better timing. His wife's asking about a couple of movies, and then they see the Civil War poster. She's like, well, what's that movie about? And the dude pops up and goes, well, that director's a damn communist. That movie was directed by a communist. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit, man. Like, it couldn't have happened, like, any better. I literally wanted to stop and ask him why he thinks Alex Garland is a communist, but I'm trying to be better with letting comments go and not get into people's shit, you know, and I try. I'm a weak man, but I try. And I just thought that was just a funny little interaction, because he didn't come up with that on his own. He didn't come up with that on his own. He heard it from somebody else, probably like a Tucker Carlson or some fucking moron like that. But where does this lie on my 5-star review scale? 5s across the board. This is our first 5-star movie of 2024. And they earned it. And congratulations to A24 on their biggest opening weekend in their history. Kudos to you guys. I love A24 so much. They put out so many good movies, and this was definitely one of those damn good movies. Let me know down below, did you see Civil War? I would love to hear some real comments on what you thought of this movie. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, help us grow in 2024, and I will see you in my next review. Bye.